Happy Sunday. Happy November 18th, 2018. We are Culture of Gaming, and this is our weekly mini podcast for Super Smash Bros. Leading up to the release on December 7th. Yeah, so exciting, jazz hands.
Well, no, I'm just excited because after so long, I finally get to go ahead and join in. So count me excited right now.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So I am Omar. I am an editor for Culture of Gaming. And then we've got Michael here. What do you do?
How's it going, guys? My name is Michael Solset. I am a writer and contributor over on Culture of Gaming. I do go ahead and cover a variety of topics, and I kind of stay on like one or two particular games. But much like many other people, I do go ahead and enjoy the Smash Brothers series, and especially excited for Ultimate coming out in just a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reason why we're all here today. Smash is only 19 days away.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. And before we get into the fun stuff, we have to let you know that we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at cog.net. And then on YouTube, just go ahead and search up Culture of Gaming. We also have a $60 game giveaway going on right now, so if you subscribe, you'll be entered into that. And once we hit 100 subs, we'll draw a name out of a hat or out of most likely an RNG website, and then you get to pick whatever $60 game you want, and that gets sent directly to you. And I'm always being told that there's a MySpace, but I've never found it, and I don't know if that's just a running joke, but supposedly...
Honestly, for the yeah, no, it's... Oh, no, go right ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was just going to say, supposedly it exists out there somewhere.
Yeah. No, it's just for the few times I do get to go ahead and join in on one of the podcasts or the other things that we go to host, we always hear this pitch for the MySpace, but for the life of me, I can never be able to figure out for the if and why about it. But, you know, people still use MySpace, so, you know, go ahead to check us out on MySpace if you're there.
It's about... maybe 2007 last time I looked at MySpace.
Honestly, I'm not going to say off chance, the last thing we want is anger them.
Yeah. We love MySpace. Thank you. All right. Now into the fun stuff.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. So, this week on the Smash blog, we got a handful of nice little reveals, all stuff we knew before, of course, just like past weeks, but it's just nice to get some screenshots of the game every day. If you remember the old Miiverse and then Smash Dojo before that, all that good stuff. Just nice to get updates. So then on the 12th, we had Little Mac, and he looks exactly the same, just like a few other characters. He got a revamped Final Smash. So instead of just turning into Gigamac and being, instead of a scrawny, immobile, flightless punching bag, he becomes a giant, immobile punching bag, except he can actually hit back, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean... Lil Mac being in Smash, that was a great choice right up to the point until you realize that he kind of has little to no air game. And I like to think that hopefully for Ultimate, they went ahead to spruce him up just a bit to be a bit more feasible, hopefully. But yeah, no, outside of the Final Smash, which I think was a really cool idea to go ahead and just make it just a flurry of punches rather than just him running around. That, yeah, no, he's still the same character that we've come to know from.
Yeah, I remember when Smash 4 first came out and everyone was obsessed with Little Mac and saying, oh, he's going to be overpowered and all this, and then people learned how to play against him, and if you can't jump in Smash, it's pretty hard to do anything.
Yeah. No, hopefully that, you know, it would be cool to go ahead and see some Lil Mac players come up in Ultimate, but for the most part, it does seem like when we go to compare him to the more air-dominant characters, that, yeah, he's kind of be grounded in more ways than one.
Yeah. Just stand at the edge, throw him off, and you're safe.
Yeah.
And then we had next the Seascape song from the first Splatoon game. So it definitely still sounds like a Splatoon song, but I just don't like it for some reason.
Yeah.
I usually love all music that's in Splatoon, and then of course everything in Smash sounds fantastic as well. But it was just a weird combination here that didn't work out right for whatever reason.
No, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it is Splatoon still, but you know, when you go to compare it to the more like upbeat kind of fast-paced songs, this one's kind of more, well, a different kind of taste, if you will. But
Sure.
it's kind of hard to say for the most part since it's okay, but I kind of feel like that if you wanted to showcase some of the songs for Splatoon, that probably could have been better for another song. And it actually makes me wonder if we, or correct me if I'm wrong, have we gotten any songs from Splatoon 2 yet, or has it only been like specifically Splatoon 1?
I'm pretty sure it's all been the original Splatoon just because of timing issues.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised if they add more later.
Hopefully. I don't know. It's just that, you know, with how many upbeat songs that we got from Splatoon 2, I'm sure that a lot of fans have been kind of wondering about that. And, you know, say what you will about that, but technically speaking, if we got Xenoblade 2 songs in Smash, you know, a lot of people are probably going to be looking at Splatoon 2 and asking where are those songs. But I'm sure that they're probably in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And there was one thing about this song that definitely set it apart from its original version where there are no squid vocals, I guess you could say, in this version.
Yeah.
And that's really what makes a song from Splatoon what it is, just because it has that unique sound.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Just didn't.
People want their Squid Sisters and other Squid backup singers.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the same day, we also had another stage reveal, another one of the HD remakes from Melee. This time it was Pokemon Stadium with all of its fantastic and terrible transformations.
Yeah. Honestly, it does feel like that for the Pokemon Stadium, the original one from the Melee. I kind of did like that one just a bit more than Pokemon Stadium 2 because I kind of felt like that there was that variety there to go ahead and make it seem like, oh, wow, we are going to this new location. Get ready, you guys. Whereas for the other one, it was like, this one you can fly a little bit higher. This one has treadmills. This other one I can't even remember because I don't remember that stage all too well.
Yeah.
But it did feel like that the Pokemon Stadium 2, the other one that recently came out, that one didn't feel as special as this one, alongside with all the other Pokemon stadiums that came afterwards. That, you know, the original here definitely was kind of like fan favorite, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my favorite parts about this stage that I discovered with a couple of friends a couple of years back was the fire transformation. There's this big tree in the middle. And if you hit it just right, you can fall through the middle of the stage.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird how that plays out because I know that there have been times to where I've been playing with friends, and it's like sometimes I find out that if you hit them so hard, sometimes they literally go phasing through a wall and just go flying straight through. It's actually pretty hysterical whenever it happens.
Yeah, there was a lot of good janky stuff with Pokemon Stadium back in the original in Melee.
Yeah. Oh, no, but yeah, no, definitely for sure that if we're looking for like a nice variety of stages, that, you know, I'm kind of hoping that Pokemon Stadium will definitely be one of those stages that we see on the competitive circuit. Because it's like, you know, there's a reason why we do see this stage crop up from time to time during the actual Melee stages, because it does have this nice variety of locations that you get to go to, get to fight on, and so forth. And, you know, just more variety, hopefully, that we'll get to see coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is that just that the Melee HD stages, I guess we could say, they look fantastic. They look really how you remember them because you don't remember them correctly.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely for sure that the Melee stages that are being gained HD updates for Ultimate, each and every one of them have looked fantastic. Mm-hmm. That I still remember, like Fountain of Dreams. That's going to be a really good one to go back to for sure. But no, yeah, every single stage reveal for Ultimate that's been coming over from Melee has just been beautiful to look at.
Oh, yeah. And I like how they kept the 64 stages in their original formats just because that's how they're supposed to look, really.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone's really going to complain about that. I don't think that anyone's going to hate on the retro.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of retro, the next one we had was Akira from Virtual Fighter. So he's all polygonal, and his original model from decent that attempt at a fighting game, I should say.
Honestly, if you like Virtual Fighter, all the more power to you. But it does feel like that Virtual Fighter kind of sits towards the bottom of the pile, if you will. Because, it was obviously a really good looking game, but then when you go ahead and look at Virtual Fighter and then another certain game that we may or may not talk about later on, yeah, this one kind of got left in the dirt, unfortunately. But it was great, though, that they went ahead to decide to go ahead to bring back Akira and actually put him in the Virtual Fighter 1 attire. Or not attire, but the look of it. And actually go ahead and, have him move almost just like it. And it's like a really good choice of, like, aesthetics, if you will. And something that probably only Sakurai would be crazy enough to actually try to pull off.
There's just so many like clashing art styles in Smash Bros, and somehow it all just works together.
Yeah. I mean, like, it would be funny if you go ahead to see Akira and Andros on the stage at the same time. It's like Attack of Polygons, essentially.
Is there anything else like that? Any other assist trophies that are like that? I can't think of them, but...
No, I can't think of them either right now, but I'm sure that there has to still be like a few more because, if you have 8-bit assist trophies, I'm sure there has to be low polygon assist trophies too somewhere around here.
Yeah, I still kind of wish that they had a low poly Snake skin. That would be nice. But...
Oh, that would have been fun. Or, I'm sure someone else also mentioned like your Final Fantasy VII Cloud for... Right. I don't know if we want to do like the field Cloud to where he has like the Popeye arms, but...
That would be a little too far.
Yeah, but I think that's his like battle polygon form, or the form that he takes while fighting. That one could have been a pretty cool one too, but yeah I like the Advent Children more. Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Mm. And Ethan talked about this last week, but with Cloud, how they kind of found a nice sweet spot between current graphics that they have in Smash Bros. And his original look in battle. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the Advent Children skins as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, for the most part, it's all been very good for the way that they've been trying to keep up the looks and attires of all the characters in Smash Brothers. And even going as far as going back to previous games or other older titles looks to go ahead and give them a more aesthetic look to them as well. Because, I'm sure that you guys have you guys have talked about Ganondorf's Ocarina of Time and Zelda's Between Two Worlds looks, and how it does feel like that the game does feel much more variety, that there's so much more feeling to it, that it's actually pulling characters from multiple games rather than just a series, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I really like. That it seems like this game, more than others, they didn't really care about having everything matching. They just went with what's the most iconic for that character.
Oh yeah, the fanfare has just been great so far, and I'm sure it's only going to be greater once we get to the actual release of Ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 19 days.
Yes, 19 days. I've been slowly counting the days, and all I know is that Thanksgiving is just going to make the wait that much harder, just because we're going to have to go ahead and sit through the commercials and the turkey and all that stuff.
Yeah, that really sucks that they couldn't get it out before Black Friday, but it...
Oh, no, yeah. I'm sure that if they would have done Black Friday, you would have had the sequence of South Park, literally people breaking down the chain walls of the malls just to go ahead and burst in and grab their game. Yeah, that would have been hell on earth.
Really. At the same time, though, it makes sense just because it would have been so close together having Pokemon and then Smash Brothers. It already is pretty close as is, but... Yeah, like
well, I think that the
would be ridiculous.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the Smash bundle is still going to be out on sale, and especially probably will be out on Black Friday. So
yeah, it's actually already out right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. But no, definitely for sure, I can imagine that people are going to be flooding in because I think that the Smash bundle was it that it was going to have Smash Brothers preloaded as well, or was it just the system itself?
So yeah, preloaded, but then like any other preloaded digital game that you get, it doesn't actually fully unlock until the release.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I can imagine that there's going to be just as many people on Black Friday that will most likely be grabbing the system as there will be people trying to grab the game right as it hits midnight
true.
Eastern Standard Time.
That
So
actually makes more sense now that I think about it. The reason why they released that bundle before the game even came out, so people have a way.
I might as well go ahead and split the crowd up rather than go ahead and make it seem like it's going to be a flash flood.
Yeah.
But then again, it's still going to flood regardless. So
Yeah, that, and then they have at least some kind of presence for Black Friday with Smash.
yeah, no, definitely there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff happening next Friday for sure. Or this Friday, I should say. It's only
Right.
we are already into the week already.
Oof.
Yeah, lots
I'm
of fun.
glad I don't work in retail anymore.
I never got the chance. I really would have liked to have tried, but when you work for a city, close enough.
Oh, yeah.
Support your local library, kids.
Do it. Reading is good, but so are video games.
It is good, no doubt.
All right, and then after Akira, we have more information on Spirits. Just kind of more information that they already went over in the Direct. This is more about the, I guess you could say, kind of the rock, paper, scissors aspect of how spirits work against each other, where there's the attack, the shield, and the grab, and grab beats shield, shield beats attack, attack beats grab. All that fun stuff. And of course, they color code them too, which is nice for someone like me because that helps me think of it more like Pokemon types, because shield is blue, it beats red, and red beats green, all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, you could go ahead and say Pokemon logic here. Fire Emblem people will say the weapon triangle. For the most part, though, that at least that they're sticking with a system that obviously works out well enough. If you want to go ahead and try to introduce these kind of primary type situations of how one certainly beats on another.
Mm-hmm. And then they have the neutral too, which is, it just sits there, doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of also wondering because I wonder, again, I don't know if this was discussed previously or not. I try to keep up with the podcast as much as I can, but, like a situation for like the attack, the shield, and the grab, if like the moves or affiliations that are going to be with them, if they're going to be kind of like put together in a sort, like, for example, like the shield will have a whole bunch of defensive type kind of abilities, whereas attack obviously will have more attack kind of capabilities. And then, of course, grab could be maybe a mix of the two, or perhaps grants a benefit of some kind of weird sorts. That, if it's just literally going to be like, if it's an attack, if it's like, that will be exclusive to attacks, or rather that it's just that, oh, well, this character is just known to attack, this character is known to be defensive. And, it literally goes a step, but literally all three categories are just kind of a mixed bag of abilities.
Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly how it's going to work out just because they've revealed a ton of information, but they didn't really go into detail on the things that they should have. Instead, it was like the options menu and the help menu.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I saw for Spirits when we saw it at the start of the month, but for the most part, though, obviously, we obviously were left with a lot more questions than the answers that we thought we were going to get. But no, definitely for sure that I've been kind of flipping coins on whether if I'm going to be doing the Spirits first, or if I'm just going to go and dive straight into Arcade, since I'm guessing that one or the other is going to be the way that you'll go out and unlock the characters. So
yeah,
and and if you only start. Yeah, and if you're starting off with 8, you probably want to start expanding that roster right away.
Right, yeah, that's the thing with like the roster starting so small. You can definitely go into multiplayer or online. It's not going to have a huge pool to choose from. But yeah,
it's just going to be fun to see just how fast people do get the whole cast unlocked, though. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, Smash games definitely multiplayer mode is my favorite, and then for some reason I always play the single player first.
Yeah.
That's I always just get really deep into that right away and then forget about it a couple of weeks later after I've done everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good stuff.
So we'll see what happens for sure once we get to it.
Yeah. And then the last post of the week was Meta Knight. And there's not too much to say about him, just like Little Mac. He's pretty much the same as he was before. Except for the Final Smash. I believe there are a few new skins as well. But the biggest is definitely that new Final Smash, which is called Darkness Illusion, or Darkness's Illusion, possibly. And of course, they talk about it in the post, but then they don't show it in the intro video for Meta Knight. But essentially, what it is, it's like Greninja's final smash. It knocks the opponent up into the air, and then he comes in from all sides and starts slashing at them, except he sends them at a horizontal instead of vertical.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could also go ahead and bring up Ike and Cloud if you want to, because
Yeah.
it's starting to seem like for the final matches, as far as they're concerned, that you could go to say that we're starting to see how a good number of them are kind of grouped together. So go ahead and try to keep things as simple as possible. There's nothing wrong with in case one or two characters share it, and I like to think that for some of the changes, they're obviously better than what they were in the previous games, such as the aforementioned Little Mac being able to just rush characters down. Donkey Kong being able to do the same thing. And I kind of like how Meta Knight kind of has more of a flair to it rather than just, oh, he got you with the cape. Everything goes black, slap. It's cool, but it's like, it doesn't feel like that the aesthetic is there. But yeah, a lot of the redesigns for the Final Smashes have been very nicely done. I know a friend of mine kind of does not like what happened with Giga Bowser, because it kind of feels like that the punching of the screen doesn't feel like as impressive as just growing big and just go and start wailing on it. But yeah, for the most part, though, yeah, I've been happy with the final smashes altogether. And I'm sure that if you look around online, most of them, if not, or no, not most of them, all of them have already been posted online through one means or another. So, oh yeah, really good set of abilities for sure. And as for Meta Knight himself, I think it was a Galaxia Knight, I believe it's called.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Because I know that the most recent one from Star Allies, that one's not in there. But
Okay.
no, yeah, it is pretty cool that
game yet.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just say that there is another Meta Knight-ish kind of fight in there. As for what it is, I'm not going to say any more outside of that, but it's kind of like the idea that, for a lot of people who were holding out for Echoes, a lot of people thought that the Galaxia Knight was going to go to be the Meta Knight. But then, of course, we find out that, it's just an alternate skin, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks.